Howdy! Welcome to Bass's Backyard Barbecue. I'm Dan Bass, and as you can tell, this is my backyard. This is my smoker. We got it just about a month ago. It is new Braunfels. Bring the camera over here and show you. Alright, it is a new Braunfels side box smoker. Got a really good deal on it at Academy. Let's see. Right over here is the side box. This is where you put your heat source, your smoke source. I like to use hardwood lump charcoal. There's a bunch of different brands, but I'm basically big chunks of hardwood charcoal, not the little briquettes. And never ever use the match light stuff. It has all kinds of nasty petroleum products in it that are unhealthy to cook with. So that's my own personal soapbox. But you can also use good old Texas pecan, walnut, or mesquite wood, even oak. I like to do a little mixture of all those things from our land out in East Texas. I bring back wood. You see some of it over there. Some of it I use for artwork and various other projects. Other pieces I use for smoking my meats. Okay, right here we have the cooking chamber. Nothing fancy, it's just the chamber where you place your meat. The smoke comes in from right down in there. The smoke and heat comes into the smoking chamber and permeates your meat with that delicious smoky taste and aroma. I know my mouth's watering too right now. Okay, so that's the tour of my smoker. Okay, so what should we cook for the first video of Bass's Backyard Barbecue? I was thinking beef fajitas. How's that sound? Sound good? Awesome. There's all kinds of ways that people cook their fajitas. Some people love one way or another. This is the way I prefer to do it. I don't always do it this way because it is a bit more time consuming, but the product is definitely worth it. So without further ado, let's go to the kitchen. Take my cameras with me. GoPro meet iPhone 5. iPhone 5 meet GoPro. Hi. Okay, here we are with our fajita meat. I know what you're saying. That's not fajita meat, that's steak. Where do you think fajitas come from? Beef fajitas come from skirt steak. I would prefer grass-fed beef, but this is what I found at the store, and just for the sake of this video, it'll definitely suffice. It will be delicious. It's just not the highest quality that you could buy. So anyways, what we're going to do, open up the packages. We're going to rinse them off. You should always, even if you buy organic and grass-fed and free-range and all that good stuff with your meat or poultry, you should always rinse your meats before you cook with them. I like to rinse them real well and then season them and then wrap them up to sit and soak in their seasoning before grilling. With fajitas, I like to do it the day before. So through the miracle of video editing, we're going to get this put together, and before you know it, we'll be sticking them on the grill tomorrow. But it'll just be in a few moments for you. So first things first though, let's go ahead and open up these skirt steaks and rinse them off and get started with their seasoning. I've decided for now I'm not going to actually show the label of the spices that I'm cooking with. But there they are. If you can tell what they are by their color, then more power to you. But I will be applying all those to my skirt steak and rubbing it in. That's why it's called a dry rub. You're not applying any extra moisture to the meat other than what the meat already has in it. We'll be doing a sop after it gets on the grill for a while, but that's completely different than doing a marinade. Marinade is something that you soak your meat in overnight or for a few hours prior to cooking, and a sop is something that you apply only while the meat is cooking. So, next step is applying the spices. So I'll set you down and get to work on that. Alright, we put on a little bit of this. No exact measurements in my kitchen, ever. Put on a little bit of this. Then we put on a little bit of this. That smells good. Put on a little bit extra of this. And we just put on a tad bit of this. Now that's a pretty color. A spice that most people would not associate with fajitas, although perhaps they should. A little bit of that. A few dashes will do you. And then some more of this. Don't you love my ingredient list? One last ingredient. There we go. Okay, the next step is resetting your GoPro, because I just heard it turn off. There we go. Alright, next step, I'll go ahead and show you this part. Alright, I like to add this to any beef that I cook, whether it's fajita or brisket, steak, anything. It's basically Mexican brown sugar. It is delicious. Pioncillo. I know I mispronounced it, I'm sorry, but it's delicious. It's sweet and it's pretty healthy. So that's what the label looks like. And I'm going to use one that's already open. Alright. The way you apply it is with just a cheese grater with the small hole kind. So, alright. So, like I was saying, before my battery ran out, apply this with a cheese grater. Be pretty liberal with it. It's a great flavor. And there's enough heat spice on this meat to kind of equal out any sweetness that we put on it. Okay, that should do it. Next, we do the rubbing part of the dry rub. The whole point is called the dry rub is because you put the dry ingredients on and then you rub it. And as many of you'll know, I'm actually a massage therapist, an LMT. So I'm pretty good at massaging spices into meat. The point of rubbing the spices into the meat is to get the flavors below the surface, to get it into the actual body of the steak. Alright, I think that should about do it. Next thing we do is roll it up. Help seal in the flavors into the meat and saves room in your Ziploc bag too. Alright, that's what your end product looks like before you stick it into the bag into the fridge. rinse my hands off, and then I'm going to double bag that. Alright, there we go. Now the next time you see me, we'll be taking the meat out of the fridge and putting it on the smoker.